Morning or good afternoon, everybody. Wherever you are in the world, welcome. My name is Jerome Buchanan. I'm the Commercial Partnerships and Exhibition Lead here at Ertico, and thank you all for participating in the webinar today. I believe we have well over 100 participants, which is fantastic. And as you would have received in the communication shared over the past few days, the purpose of the webinar really is to communicate more information about the Congress coming up next year, 27th to the 29th of April, why Istanbul is perfectly positioned to host the Congress, and the different ways that organizations can participate. As you would have seen, the theme on our website, our theme is Bridging Innovation, Integrated, Safe, and Seamless Mobility. And I'm hoping that the very short video that we'll share in just a moment will showcase exactly how Istanbul as a city is achieving the vision set out in the theme. On to the next slide, please. So we have a packed agenda today, and I'll be welcoming speakers from Ertico, ITS Europe, and our co-hosts, the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality and ISBAC. You don't need to take photos or make notes. We'll make sure that we circulate these slides to all participants at the end of the webinar, along with the recording, so you can share those with colleagues who are unable to join today. So without further ado, let's kick off with the video.
With a history over centuries, Istanbul is a dynamic megacity that bridges east and west, a crossroads of continents and cultures. The first city in Turkey to implement a sustainable urban mobility plan, and the first metropolis to adopt it, with a population exceeding 16 million. By the help of state-of-the-art intelligent transportation technologies, Istanbul continues its transformation, from autonomous metro infrastructure to AI-powered intersection systems. This transformation enables carbon-free transport, integrated traffic systems, and disaster resilience, preparing Istanbul for its 2050 vision. Now, with this experience, we are proud to host the 2026 ITS European Congress. We are at the center, where regional innovation meets global scale. ITS European Congress 2026. Meet us in the next station, Istanbul.
Fantastic, thank you. So we'll move on to our first speaker, and I'd like to welcome to the floor the person who has the pleasure to be my boss, ITS and Ertico CFO and Congress Director Didier Gauthier. Didier, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jerome, and thank you for the kind word. Let's start. So good morning, everyone. So we are really welcoming you to this webinar. So in the name of Ertico and ITS Europe and its partner, I thank you for joining us today. And to start, the next slide. Yes, thank you. To start, I would like to introduce you to what is Ertico ITS Europe. We are the driving force behind intelligent, sustainable mobility in Europe and beyond. We have been founded over 30 years ago. It's a public-private partnership uniting nearly 120 organizations and companies, from vehicle manufacturer to infrastructure supplier, public authorities, research institution, user, and also academia and mobility service provider. Ertico bridges the gap between the research and development to the real-world deployment of intelligent transport system. We foster innovation through European-funded project, innovation platform, and we offer thought leadership. We organize congresses, and we promote cross-sector networking and collaboration. We focus our effort on 4 strategic domains related to intelligent transport of people and goods, while improving efficiency in urban and suburban areas. We support the deployment of smart mobility solutions to ensure seamless connected mobility across Europe and beyond. It is not just like moving from A to B. It's really about how doing it more sustainably, safely, cleanly, and efficiently. Now let's explore together how Ertico can support you to showcase your system and solution to the next ITS European Congress in Istanbul in 2026. Next slide, please. So the ITS Congress, just to give you a nutshell information about what is the ITS Congress for the newcomer, ITS Congress aims to raise awareness and thought leadership around new mobility system and services. It's a platform to support advancement of deployment of ITS for the benefit of ITS ecosystem. It's supported by the European Commission and hosted, and we thank IMM and ISBAC for hosting the Congress in Istanbul. And Congress is also heavily supported by the Turkish Ministry of Transport and ITS Turkey and TBB. So the European Congress, in a nutshell, has been already organized in 16 countries across 15 cities. We started in 1990, and we grew every year to reach this year in Seville 3,000 attendees. People are coming from 70 countries and over 140 exhibitors. Next slide. In terms of facts and figures, so as I said, 3,000 participants. We have around 100 expert sessions, 140 exhibitors on 6,000 square meters. And of course, this is the purpose of the webinar today. You will have more information later on by Jérôme and Mehmet. But what is also important is that we have different pillars. We have different kind of activity during the Congress. We have a high-level program, a technical program. We have, of course, the exhibition. We have demonstration, technical tools. We have ITS Arena, where the deployment is more tackled, and we will come back also later on that. And of course, the Congress is all about networking. So we have a lot of commercial activities related to social events and networking activities. Next slide. What is also key around the ITS Congresses is the fact that we are public-private. So we have a lot of public authorities coming. 40% of the attendees are coming from the public authorities and 55% are coming from the public sector. We have different kind of level, but really the Congress is the mobility ecosystem meeting point. Next slide. As I said, the Congress is around a different kind of topic. So as Jérôme said, the Congress team this year is bringing innovation, integrated, safe and seamless mobility. And it will be tackled around 4 topics: safe and resilience through intelligent system, multimodal mobility system management, smart and sustainable logistics in the digital area, enhancing transport and mobility beyond the roads. So that will be the key topics that will be focusing during the ITS Congress in Istanbul next year. But of course, a lot of different kind of other topics will be tackled, but will be grouped in those 4 topics. That's in the nutshell what we are doing. I give the floor now back to Jérôme, and I wish you a very good webinar.
Thank you so much, Didier. And I hope that's given you all an appraisal of the history, the size, the scale, and the purpose of the Congress and what we're hoping to achieve for next year. So I now welcome our honored guest, Mr. Pelin Alpkirkin, the Deputy Secretary General from the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality. Pelin, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jerome. I think everybody can hear me properly. Well, the video was fantastic and the brief introduction was excellent. Thank you very much for that. And, you know, Istanbul is very unique in terms of many dimensions. It has a very strategic location. It is it's a very important international hub in terms of tourism, in terms of trade, in terms of finance, in terms of academy, in terms of R&D and technology, and maybe investments and which are all relevant to transportation sector and ITS sector. But this is not the only issue that makes Istanbul very important for the next Congress, because the other important issue that Istanbul is very ready to accommodate such an important Congress next year is what we have been doing over the past 6 to 7 years. Istanbul has been doing a lot of work which in order to improve the transportation system, in order to improve the technologies, and which are all listed in the 4 Congress topics in the previous slide. So Istanbul has huge and vast experience, and Istanbul managed to bring in a lot of international stakeholders and partners in this platform in order to manage more efficiently and the transportation in the city. And we have also huge targets over the next for the 2030 and 2050. Our vision is carbon neutral system and all technology dependent transportation system, and new investments in the massive transportation or micromobility. And Istanbul, as you say, has already completed this sustainable urban mobility plan, and every investment, every new planning shall be done in line with this sustainable urban mobility plan. And these 2 issues or these 2 points make Istanbul very important to host the Congress next year. But more than that, we are very excited about it, and that's very important for us. Every day we're making short meetings with my colleagues, how to improve the attendance, how to improve or how to make the Congress even more attractive. Because I think, as far as I remember, for some reasons we haven't hosted such a large-scale international Congress in Istanbul for some years. That also increases our excitement to host this Congress next year. And thank you very much for giving me this chance to give a welcoming speech. And thank you very much for your support. And I leave the floor to Jerome again.
Thank you so much, Pelin. Thank you for articulating the ambitions and the vision around the Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan. And we're very excited as organizers to be coming to Istanbul next year. And so next I welcome to the floor Barbaros Yoyuksadnik. Sorry if I've ruined the
That is,
pronunciation
yes,
there.
no problem.
Foreign Minister, Department Head from the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Jerome. First of all, I would like to send my best wishes to each of you. Welcome to the introductory webinar of the Ertiko ITS Istanbul Congress. As the head of the Foreign Relations Department of Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality, it's my great pleasure to host you here. Istanbul, with its vibrant and dynamic structure, possesses a substantial mobility ecosystem, making it an important city for the implementation and development of smart transportation solutions. The Congress, to be held in Istanbul between the 27th and the 29th April 2026, will serve as an international platform where industry representatives can share their experiences and showcase their projects and initiatives. Beyond being a hub of mobility, Istanbul is also a city of diplomacy. As one of the top 3 cities in the world, hosting the highest number of diplomatic missions, Istanbul stands at the heart of international interaction and embraces the global responsibilities that come with this position. It was with this very sense of responsibility that, starting from our immediate geography and with the aim of strengthening regional solidarity and building a common future, we launched the B40 Balkan Cities Network in 2021 under the motto, Better Cooperation, Better Future in the Balkans with 23 cities. Today, this network has grown to 74 members in 12 countries, and the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality proudly serves as its permanent secretariat. As the permanent secretary of this network, I take great pride in advancing our shared vision and collective efforts for the future. Indeed, only earlier this month, we successfully concluded the B40 Local Economic and Cultural Cooperation Summit in Izmir, another important city of our country. And looking ahead, in January next year, during our B40 Summit in Zagreb, we will host a very special Democracy Solidarity event in partnership with Eurocities. We believe this gathering will not only illuminate the common European future of the Balkan cities, but also stand as a powerful testimony to the role of city diplomacy on a global scale. At the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality's Foreign Relations Department, we attach great importance to the strengthening international collaborations and developing joint solutions with cities worldwide. We view the exchange of knowledge and experiences among cities on a global scale as essential for shaping the future of mobility. In this context, we believe that such a prestigious Congress provides a valuable opportunity to showcase Istanbul's innovative vision to the world and further enhance our global partnerships. Historically, Istanbul has been a crossroads of civilizations, and today it plays a leading role among modern cities in implementing smart transportation solutions. We firmly believe that this Congress, organized in collaboration with Ertico, will deliver significant benefits not only for the industry, but also for cities and societies at large. Thank you for your participation, and I wish you a productive and successful event.
Ross, thank you so much. And we will now go on to our next speaker, Mr. Erdem Samut from ISBAC's General Manager. The floor is yours.
Hello, thank you, Jerome. Hello and greetings, everybody. My name is Erdem. I'm the CEO of ISBAC in Turkey. So, dear honorable participants, you are very welcome to our Commercial Opportunities web seminar that we aim to highlight Istanbul's glory to host such a congress. It seems to be in European scale, but indeed to be engaging widespread contribution of global ITS actors on April 2026. Istanbul is more than a metropolis, actually. It's sheltering more than 16 million citizens, which means to govern the mobility of huge masses and in the condensed area. By this Congress, our visitors will be able to experience the combination of conventional modes of transportation with smart mobility tools. We aim to demonstrate how two continents are combined by state-of-art technology in peaceful integration in sea, underground, land, and rail transportation. Istanbul as a whole is a living lab for projection of forthcoming ITS projects, with the fact that anything operating in Istanbul can operate in any other part of the world. And we are very serious about this since Istanbul is very condensed and having very difficult geography and a very old town. So this experience was very huge for us. So I would like to welcome to you all. Please join us in our Congress to be in close collaboration with global leading actors and to have great opportunities in shaping the future of ITS. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Erdem. Thank you. Okay, so on to the next section where we'll talk about the commercial opportunities. And for those who may have joined late, my name's Jerome Buchanan. I'm the Commercial Partnerships and Exhibition Lead at Ertico. And just a reminder that the slides and the recording for this webinar will be shared with all participants, so you can share on with colleagues and listen back in your own time if you need to. On to the next slide, please. So I'm conscious that we do have quite a few fresh faces and new organizations who haven't participated in the Congress before in the past. And so we will try as much as possible to outline the various opportunities, the benefits, and what you can do at the Congress as a sponsor or an exhibitor. If you want to have a more in-depth conversation after this webinar, you can do so with me or my team in English. My contact details are here on the slide, or with my counterpart, Mehmet from İzbak, who may just hop on and give a quick introduction, and he'll be taking inquiries in Turkish. Mehmet?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Jerome. We are on commercial side working together with Jerome. We will keep in touch all Turkish companies. We will share our contact information also. Whenever you need, you can get contact with us. We can share all information also in Turkish. Thank you. Jerome will share information now about commercial opportunities. Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you so much, Mehmet. Okay, we can go on to the next slide. So I think Didier outlined quite well, and so did our other speakers, why Turkey is perfectly positioned to host the Congress and what to expect. And I hope the video also outlined that as well. But as a sponsor or as an exhibitor, the real reason why your organization should participate is to demonstrate leadership, to form strategic partnerships, and of course, to make connections. And we as organizers will help to try and facilitate that as much as possible. You can see the big numbers around what to expect here on the slide: 3,000 participants, 140 or so exhibitors or co-exhibitors, 400 speakers over the various layers of the program. And I will try and outline the structure in just a moment, and that represents around 100 sessions. The map that you can see to the right shows the geographic spread of where we're anticipating the participants to come from, given Turkey's very central geographic location. But it is worth noting, and those of you who were in Seville this year will certainly have witnessed that whilst this is a European Congress and the majority of participants do come from Europe, we are seeing significant delegations from all corners of the world, from the Asia Pacific to the Americas, the Middle East, and Africa. And I think that trend will continue into next year. Next slide, please. So an introduction to the exhibition. So for those of you who have attended the ITS European Congress exhibition, you'll know that it's a very lively, very vibrant, colorful hive of activity. It's the beating heart, and there's really three key pillars of why it's important. It's important, of course, for networking. It's important for learning and sharing of information, and it's important for showcasing innovation at the stands. There are many participants who come only for the exhibition. There are guests and our visitors, but we also have a significant representation of delegates who take place in the technical program that takes place outside of the exhibition, that spend a lot of time in the exhibition, in their downtime, in their coffee breaks, and in their lunch breaks. So as I said, the exhibition really is the beating heart. We have 84 stands in total. A few have already been reserved or sold, and they are of varying sizes. And we're hoping that that will represent around 140 exhibitors and co-exhibitors. Co-exhibitors, of course, are those who share space on large regional or national pavilions. And overall, I would say we have 2,300 square meters of net exhibition space, which does make the European Congress the largest exhibition to date so far. Finally, in terms of pricing, we have listened to feedback from exhibitors for this year and previous years, and we've been able to successfully negotiate with our suppliers and offer slightly cheaper rates for shell scheme and for floor space only. So please do take a look at the brochure, page 14, where you can see the various rates. And if you are able to make a reservation by the 31st of October, then we can guarantee a discount early bird rate for you. So please do take a look at the brochure, and we'll share the link to the brochure when we share the webinar slides and the recording. Next slide, please. The exhibition is taking place on B5 level within the ICC, and that is 2 levels below where the sessions are taking place. It does have pillars, but when dressed and when designed effectively, it actually does amplify the overall brand visibility within the hall. We've seen it look very, very good at other exhibitions. And what you're seeing here on the slide is the old branding, but we can, of course, speak with you about how your brand can be effectively featured around pillars if you do select a stand that has a pillar. And if we go on to the next slide, you'll see what the space looks like empty. I'll do a little tour of the flat floor plan in just a moment, but the steps you can see here are steps from B5 up to a mezzanine level B4, where we will have our leaders lounge and hospitality suites. The entrance area to the exhibition is the structure you can see to the right. Next slide, please. So you can access the interactive floor plan from our website. If you go to exhibition, the interactive floor plan is accessible there, but you can also use the QR code on the screen. What I'll do is just take you through a little bit, and I don't know, Aurelie, if you have control of the mouse, maybe you could circle. Yes, you do. Perfect. Okay, so this is hall B5. If you look to the center and to the right, this is a high ceiling area. This is where we have the majority of our stands. And if you're looking at having quite a large space, or if you're looking at rigging, then I would suggest that you go to the right side. The stands in magenta have been reserved. The stands in purple or navy have been sold. And then the spaces in gray are the ones that are still available. You can actually reserve directly on the website, or you can get in contact with either myself or Mehmet, and we can organize a reservation for you. If you look to the left of the floor, this is a low ceiling area where we'll have our feature areas right to the left. There we go. Where we'll have our feature areas, we'll have a large catering space within the hall, and I'll speak a little bit about the feature areas in a moment. We also will have a stage here. We'll have a stage also on the other end to the right of the hall for ITS Arena, which I will come to in just a moment. Finally, the entrance to the hall is where it says Hall 1. There are two entrances, and my colleague is just circling there. And so this is how you access the hall from the upper levels B2, where the technical program and some of the high level program will be taking place. If you have any operational or logistical questions, please do type them into the Q&A box, and hopefully we can answer them at the end of the webinar. Otherwise, we'll be happy to address any operational questions that you may have in terms of build, in terms of stand builders, sometime after the webinar, if you send us an email. Okay, next slide, please. So the ITS Arena, a feature that we introduced this year in Seville, which worked very, very well. And the whole idea really is the showcasing of real world deployments to give the stage to organizations that have recent success stories or pilot projects or commercial rollouts to talk at an audience level right in the heart of the exhibition. You can see some of the brands who spoke, some very well-known household names there, and industry leaders, of course, that spoke in the arena. For the event next year, we'll actually have two stages, so we're able to offer a lot more capacity. And we have 3 types of sponsorship or sessions that are available. Organizations who want a standard 45-minute session are more than welcome to apply for one. And we always recommend that you keep it as interactive as possible. So maybe 30 minutes of presentation or panel, and then 15 minutes of Q&A. We have a keynote slot on each day, on each stage. And we also have track sponsorships where the entire stage can be sponsored and a free session will be included within that track sponsorship. The structuring of the program, the topics, and some of the speakers who have confirmed already will be released in the coming weeks. So please, if you're interested in having a session at the heart of the exhibition in the ITS Arena, please do get in contact with us. And we also will be filming those sessions, and we can provide you with the content after the Congress happens. Next slide, please. Here you can just see some of the images of those who participated within the ITS Arena this year in Seville. Next slide, please. Fantastic. Okay. So our sponsorship opportunities are, like we have done in previous years for the European Congress, delivered a la carte. So in our brochure on page 11, we'll have a list of opportunities in different categories. And I'll just take a moment now on each of these slides to go through some of those categories. So if you are an organization that really has something to say, a success story, a pilot project, a commercial rollout, or any type of case study that you think could be relevant, then we would urge you maybe to look at the ITS Arena. And I've mentioned the track sponsorship already and the keynote sponsorship. We also have a high-level program of panels, and the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony is featured within this as well. So these sponsorships for thought leadership and speaking are included within the thought leadership section. So please do, if you're interested, get in contact with us. And I would say that the best panels, if you're looking at ITS Arena, are the ones where it's not just your organization presenting, but your technology partners, your customers, even your suppliers are there on the panel as well. That, I think, is the most valuable for the audience. On to the next slide, please. And what you can see here is just a structure of the overall program. We have been told that it can be, for newcomers, a little bit confusing. So the high-level program and the ceremonies will take place on level B2 of the ICC. And really, these are for our policymakers, our key opinion leaders, our C-suite and industry leaders. And it's high-level discussions that explore the bold ideas, the global trends, and the strategic shifts driving the future evolution of the ITS industry. There are limited opportunities for sponsors, and there may be a slight modification to the way that we run the high-level program. But if that particular idea resonates with you, then please do get in contact with us, and we can see if we can place you within the high-level program. The technical program, as some of you would have seen, and call for contributions is already open. This is not a sponsorship opportunity. Session submissions are reviewed completely independently, but of course, any organization, any individual is welcome. If they're in a research and development or technical expertise or academic capacity, then they can submit a paper for review and get a session. And then we have, as I've just mentioned, the ITS Arena, which is really open to everybody. And if you're interested in that, you can get in contact with us. Next slide, please. So I do get asked a lot whether branding is still important for organizations that have very well recognized brands and logos. And of course, it's not for everybody. Some organizations prefer, when it comes to sponsorship, to speak. But there are other organizations who do still find branding important. And we have a range of branding opportunities in our brochure. Of course, when you're looking at items like the water bottles or the lanyards, well, of course, the water bottles are reusable. The lanyards are often collected, so it prolongs the touch point that your brand has with a particular audience. And then there's also the credibility effect. So the Leaders Lounge, formerly the VIP Lounge, is an exclusive branding opportunity where your organization will get a table in that lounge. This is the lounge that has our ministers and our mayors and our very top level speakers. So it gives you access to an exclusive network of individuals. And then, of course, digitalization. So if you were to have a QR code on any of the digital branding assets, then it turns that branding asset into a digital entry point for data acquisition and for lead generation. So if branding is important to you, then we have plenty of opportunities, and we'd love to discuss these options with you. Next slide, please. So onto the feature areas. This is new for the Congress next year, and we have seen some of these work quite successfully before at other events, and we think, given what some of our colleagues in Istanbul have explained, that this could work quite well for our event. The first being the mobility playground, our Smart Move test track, whereas larger vehicles are demonstrated at the European Congress outside of the venue, we want to give the opportunity for lightweight, small e-mobility vehicles to be demonstrated, tried and tested within the exhibition. And really, it's about hands-on experiential learning and immersive experiences, which is actually what a lot of our participants are asking for, and also the opportunity some of our exhibitors are asking for. We also have an area dedicated for an immersive simulation lab for connected city experience. And here we're looking for organizations that have simulators or using digital twinning, AR or VR headsets to really provide the experience of the city of tomorrow, so that organizations and participants who come to the area can explore how connected infrastructure, urban data, and real-time control systems transform mobility across smart cities. So if you feel that you have expertise and you can contribute to any of these two areas, or indeed if you have any technology or vehicles, please do get in contact with us, and we'd love to speak with you and frame perhaps a sponsorship around one of these immersive experiences. We also will have a startup zone. They've worked very well in the past before. It will be in Hall B5 in the low ceiling area, and startup pricing, the programming for startups, and the overall offering will be released in the coming weeks. So if you are a startup and you're on the pool, please do get in contact with us and we can share information with you shortly. Next slide, please. So I actually want to do the next slide and then I can come back to this slide. So maybe if we go to the next slide. Perfect. Okay. So the way the sponsorship and the brochure works is if you're interested in exhibition, select your stand. You'll select any items that you feel are relevant to augment your presence. We'll then assign you a tier, and I'll come on to the tiers in just a moment, a tier of sponsorship. So exhibition, feature area, branding item, a thought leadership item, these can all be packaged together, and then we'll assign you a tier of sponsorship. And that tier will come with additional complimentary benefits, and they could be delegate passes, dinner tickets, and access maybe to the smart mobility summit of cities and regions as well, depending on your level of spend. And so please do look through the brochure and we'll be able to package it all up for you and then assign you a tier. And if we go back to the previous slide, you'll see the tiers that we have. You'll notice, for those of you who have been doing our congresses for a while now, that the tier names have changed. We wanted to make them a lot more relevant to our industry, but this is the hierarchy here from mobility leader, innovation partner, connected mobility catalyst, transformation contributor, and the community builder package. So we're hoping that these names are a lot more relevant for organizations, but it still retains its hierarchy, which comes with certain complementary benefits. Okay, so if we go to the slide, yeah. Finally, we recognize that our exhibition, whilst we have reduced the price for next year, it is relatively expensive. We think it's value for money, of course, but we know that it does come with a pricey investment. We recognize that our sponsorship is also an investment. And so therefore, we want to be able to support organizations as much as possible with lead generation and with business matching so that there is a return on that investment for the organizations who participate as sponsors or exhibitors. So the first thing that we're offering is hospitality suites. If you wanted to have a private meeting with clients, with customers, with partners outside of the exhibition, you can have a private space within the venue. On our Congress app, all participants that register, be they speakers, delegates, exhibitors, visitors, will have a profile, and you'll be able to message before the event individual profiles and set up meetings. There will also be an enhanced version on what you may have seen this year, a networking portal and matching recommendations. And the recommendation system will send recommendations based on preferences that have been set in the registration system to support you. Perhaps you won't be able to find a profile. That way, the matching system will be able to find the profile for you. And then finally, exhibitor tours. There will be a handful of tours. A high-level delegation, likely from the summit, will be taken around to various exhibition stands where we'll give the opportunity for 5 minutes for exhibitors to present their organization to that high-level delegation. And so these are the ways that we're supporting business matching and lead generation. I'm conscious of time, so let's go on to the final slide. You would have received, I hope, in the email that went out, the fact that there will be a competition, and the competition is that we will apply an extra discount for companies who attend this webinar. And so if you attend, you are eligible for that. And that discount is activated for the first 5 companies who send their booking by the 30th of September. So if you are looking at sponsorship, you are looking at exhibition, you are eligible for a 5% discount if you get in contact with us and you meet that first 5 quota by the 30th of September. And so that's the webinar promo. Another key date here is the early bird discount on exhibition. Make sure you get your reservations in before the 31st of October to be eligible for the early bird pricing. Okay. If we maybe go on to the Q&A now, do we have any questions? Oh, somebody, I have a comment, not a question. Mobility Playground is perfect. So thank you for that comment. Anybody else has any questions at all? The fees for sponsorship, we purposely chose not to share the fees because we recognize that there are a lot of organizations who may want to have more of a tailored discussion for us to create a bespoke package. So the fees are in the brochure, and at the end of this webinar, we'll send the link to the slides. We'll send you the recording, and we'll also send you the brochure and the floor plan where you can see the sponsorship fees. But as I mentioned, it's a la carte. So the fees very much depend on what you choose from the menu of items, how much exhibition space, which speaking opportunity, what type of branding, that will determine the overall sponsorship tier and fee. We have a question here from Robin. Are you featuring advanced air mobility? Actually, in the arena, our IDI department did give a presentation on urban air mobility, the platform that Ertico launched. And so I do very much hope that that will continue into next year, and there will be some coverage in the program, if not in the ITS arena, then maybe in other areas of the program, focusing on advanced air mobility. And if you were, Robin, in Dubai in 2024, there was a lot of focus on advanced air mobility in Dubai. So we're hoping to continue that trend. I don't know if any of my colleagues want to speak to that point.
Yeah, Jerome, I can jump also on that. When I present the different topics, you have seen that the topic 4 is really there and really replying to this question, because we are going beyond mobility of the road. So it's really clearly focusing on this kind of topic. So yes, we will welcome any submission. So for the moment, it's the submission, and of course, the presence in the exhibition will be key, or even a demonstration. If you are, Robin, if you are able to make a demonstration, we will welcome that.
Absolutely, yeah. And if the question is about in the exhibition, then there certainly is precedent. We had Joby Aviation and Skyports in Dubai, who had a very successful exhibition, and we also had Volocopter in 2021 in Hamburg. So we certainly welcome you if you're looking at exhibition. I'll wait just a moment in case any more questions come up. Please, if you have a question, use the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen and type your question in. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any more questions coming through. Where is the venue? The venue is the ICC Istanbul, and it's around 35 to 45 minutes, depending on traffic, of course, from the airport. We will send a link to the venue, and there's also details of the venue on the website. ICC, great choice. Thank you, Ezra. Will you be sharing the recording or slides from this webinar? Yes, Marianne, thank you for the question. We will be sharing the recording so that anybody who listens back can hear some of our colleagues from ISPAC and IMM. We'll also share the slides so you can go through in greater detail in your own time. We'll share the brochure and we'll share the floor plan with you. We also have our website, which is a wealth of information on the Congress and what we're hoping to achieve. And we'll share the link to that also. Just wait and see if any more questions come through. Okay, Didier, is there anything else that you wanted to add before we close?
No, the only thing I would like to say is that thank you for everyone who joined us today. And of course, we remain at your disposal. If you have any question, don't hesitate to contact the sales team, Jerome and Mehmet. And we look forward to seeing you in Istanbul next year.
Thank you so much for those closing comments, Didier. That concludes the webinar for today. Thank you to all the speakers. Thank you to all the participants. And we, as Didier said, look forward to seeing you in Istanbul next year. Thank you. Bye.